Just jumped, so let's take you to Paul Ambrosoli for his call.
Conquest got away well with Macro Girl and Oliver John, and getting up there early is SAR Special. They were followed just in behind them by Marshall Ladd. Salesforce now making ground from Sir Valentino Amir, and Noble Treasure a drop to the rear. On settling down, and Southern Conquest pulling hard by a neck on Macro Girl. A length away was Salesforce 3 wide. SAR Special the centre, Oliver John the inside. A couple away next is Marshall Ladd, Sir Valentino Amir. 3/4 the outside. Noble Treasure and a half at the rear is Northern Realm. 600 out down the side now, and Southern Conquest and Macro Girl together. More than a length on Salesforce. SAR Special the centre. Oliver John being ridden up on the inside to be a couple of lengths within striking distance of the leaders. Sir Valentino and Marshall Ladd were next, followed by Northern Realm. Well back Noble Treasure and Amir saving ground on the fence. Homeward bound. Southern Conquest at the 250 in front. Macro Girl now challenged and headed it. Salesforce out wide, running into it, followed by SAR Special under the whip, giving something from Oliver John and Sir Valentino. Macro Girl at the 200, the leader. It's two in front of Salesforce. Sir Valentino and Northern Realm is rattling down the outside. Salesforce hit the lead, but here's Northern Realm charging home. Northern Realm grabbed Macro Girl and Salesforce, and Northern Realm's too good. Northern Realm got home to win the money from Salesforce and Macro Girl. Amir was next, followed by SAR Special. Next home in the race, Noble Treasure. Sir Valentino was flattened 100 metres out by the winner. Next is Southern Conquest, Oliver John, and Marshall Ladd was the last one home.
Double.
Right, the numbers there should be 8, 7 and 6 as called. I just wonder about for third there. I don't know whether that was the number 6 horse Macro Girl or Amir on the outside, but I think the horse on the outside has got third. So as Paul sees them, 8, 7 and 6, but just hang on to your tickets for third placing there with the winner, number 8 Northern Realm, ridden by apprentice J Penza. Second Salesforce, apprentice J Powell, and third pretty tight between Macro Girl and Amir. So
lights on, racing. Edward Mack hopped out quickly. BENBARA King came out running towards the middle, landed clearly in front. Compare away well, and behind them Moulted Grain and Glacier Peak began quickly going up towards the lead. Settling down, and BENBARA King led by a length of 1,000 out of Glacier Peak. Behind them Compare, followed by Century Song. Going around them Starcato. Edward Mack on the fence from Good Time Dancer, caught out deep, and then Moulted Grain. Then Poppet Bay, Tiendi, 2 lengths further back is Dominant Habit. In trouble there, Poppet Bay, Electric Night, the fence, and 2 or 3 to Zegna Star. Marquis to Ritz, Ancestral, and Son of Carringbush. Coming down 750 out. BENBARA King, 3/4 Glacier Peak. Out 3 deep of Starcato, a length to Good Time Dancer, deep around Compare. Edward Mack back on the inside of Century Song, 2 to Tiendi, Moulted Grain. Then Poppet Bay, Electric Night, Dominant Habit, and well back Marcus to Ritz and Zegna Star. 400 to go, and on the outside here, Glacier Peak straight up to join BENBARA King. They're 3 lengths in front of Starcato. Then Compare from Good Time Dancer, Edward Mack and Moulted Grain. BENBARA King about a neck in front of on the outside, Glacier Peak gradually getting to him. Compare runs to third, coming home with Good Time Dancer. Glacier Peak moved up to BENBARA King from Compare. It's BENBARA King, Glacier Peak stride for stride. BENBARA King fighting back, and BENBARA King gets the money a half head. 2 Glacier Peak, a length away third Compare. Fourth home is Good Time Dancer, then Edward Mack from Moulted Grain. Son of Carringbush out wide ran on, then Ancestral Tiendi. Century Song followed by Marquis de Ritz, Starcato. Then Dominant Habit further back in the field, then came Zegna Star. Well back second last Electric Night, and tailed off after being in trouble early as Poppet Bay. Judge, a call for the photo here at Sandown. You'll find that BENBARA King after Glacier Peak all but got on terms a couple of times up the straight. In fact, it was probably on terms with about 80 metres to go. But BENBARA King with Highland riding for dear life on the inside. He wouldn't give in, and he's fought back here. Number 3 you'll find to get this photo when the judge looks at the print. Ahead of Glacier Peak. Judge calling on the print. BENBARA King fighting back, and there's the number in the frame, number 3, BENBARA King. Began brilliantly towards the middle, and he's been able to dictate the terms in front. P. Highland, Glacier Peak always up, running second for most of the run. Just been beaten, probably no more than a half head. And third, number 1, Compare, moved up, looked a good winning chance with about 150 to go, but just couldn't pick up those 2 fighting out the race. BENBARA King and Glacier Peak. Good Time Dancer.
Close getter, Star of Ours, 85. No third tote for ACHARSAN, number 6. Quinella paid $4.20, but there's still no trifecta available on race 1. The second event on the card went to Red Henry, number 2, $3.30 and $1.15. Now, according to our sources, this tote is right for Springfield Lad, $4.40, and it would have been I'd imagine round about 7-4 chance on the track, 7-4, 2-1, and you've got nearly 8-1 for the place. So good luck if you got it. Take Heart ran third, it paid $1.25. Quinella, $2.55. The running double, $11.35, no trifecta on race 2. The third race, Lady Marwell, $2.65 and $1.20. The second place getter, Watchful Lady, $20. Dead Heat for third, tipped the weight at $2.65, and Runny Rose $2.15. Quinella $105.70, and the running double $118 even. The lights on in Adelaide. Here's Ron Paps.
It's a fair line to work with. Racing, and a good start by Heroic Lord the inside. Maud Sentiment didn't come out with any speed at all. She's a clear last. Dara Star away well with Pure Ace, and also going quickly Contented Soul. Arrogance around them from Mr. Doughboy. Seema back on the rail, about 6th on settling. Astro Flight the outside, and pushing up between horses there is Boatswain, and also getting into that action too. In fact, having to ease slightly down on the inside was Valletta. In that group too, as they work on the side of the course, was back in behind them Stella Vista, and also then Cambay, followed further back by King Corpus, and still about 3 to Maud Sentiment. It was pretty keen and willing early, but the leaders are starting to spread them out now as they come down the side, where it's Heroic Lord from Arrogance in third position, with the run of the race just behind them Contented Soul. A half away to Dara Star. Mr. Doughboy and Pure Ace are there, and Astro Flight also. Back in behind those then, as they come towards the turn, with Stage Rhythm. They're packing right up though. Seema on the inside, looking for a way into the clear. Further back in the field, Regent Fair as they come to the turn. Maud Sentiment's going up about 8 or 10 deep. Back behind that group then came King Corpus, Stella Vista, nowhere to go, and also Cambay. Dara Star, the bookies hope, went to the lead from Boatswain. Racing to the 200-metre mark. Getting up along the inside now is Contented Soul. Contented Soul is flying to Dara Star. Contented Soul is finishing quickly. Contented Soul takes the lead for Damien Holland, hands and heels, and goes to the line well. By 2.5, 2 3/4 to Dara Star. 6 away third, Regent Fair. Seema, well, it never showed any of its zip today under the conditions and was always well back. Then Boatswain, followed by Heroic Lord, and they were followed by Stella Vista. Mr. Doughboy, then further back in the field, Stage Rhythm. Out wide, Maud Sentiment. Then came King Corpus, Cambay, Arrogance knocked up. Well back, Astro Flight, Pure Ace last, and beating a couple in Valletta.
Numbers 7, 13 and 11 as called by Ron Paps. The winner, Contented Soul, number 7. And that was ridden by Damien Holland, second placing to 13, Dara Star, ridden by B. Sweeney, and third, number 11, Regent Fair, with D. Cleaver. All apprentices in the placings there, 7, 13 and 11 on race 4 at Cheltenham. Just Return, $1, and third Questland, $1.10. The Quinella, $13.60. No trifecta or running double available on race 4. Race 5, we can bring you the dividends now from Sandown this afternoon, and the numbers were 3, 4 and 1 in the 5th event on the card, with the winner being BENBARA King. Second placing going to Glacier Peak, and third Compare. And there they are, BENBARA King, $4.65 and $1.40. Second Glacier Peak, $85. Third Compare, $75. Quinella, $5.80. Trifecta not notified, and the running double, $16.45. So there you have them. The information that we can bring you. Now, there's a late scratching in Adelaide, race 5, number 10, Northern Attempt. Race 5, number 10, Northern Attempt, a late scratching in the 5th event in Adelaide. Okay.
Back to the return to the stalls. The clerk of the course has major addition now.
Righto, and we'll be taking you back to Paul Ambrosoli in just a moment. Just in Sydney, the winner, number 3, Flight Schedule, 170 and 60. Second was number 16, Summer Vice, which paid 80 cents. Third, number 2, Major Reserve, paid 90 cents. Quinella, $4.75, and no trifecta available on race 1 in Sydney. OK, we'll keep you up to date with the results of races that have been run as soon as we possibly can from Sydney. And I think they're finally trying to find the horses. They've got them now, so let's go to Sydney.
Star, just behind them, our Webster on the inside, and the next one in the race would have been Expected Journey. Further back, Kintyre Star, and Great Veins missed it and is at the tail. Now down the side of the 800, Lord Beaverbrook on the outside, and Country Club. They vie for the lead as they come onto the side of the track, and they're a length and a half in front. Going up into second, going up into third position on the inside is Mayton Star, and they were followed by Expected Journey. Out wide wider on the track, Lunch in Sydney, Mystical Prince, our Webster, the inside from Great Vane. And further back is Kintyre Star as they turn the corner into the straight, and Country Club had bounded away. It's out 3 or 4 Unexpected Journey. Holding down third at the moment on the inside, our Webster. Running home fairly is Mystical Prince, and they were followed by Maton Prince, Great Vane. Country Club desperately ridden in front. Expected Journey claimed it at the 200. Our Webster was next, followed by Lunch in Sydney, but Expected Journey went to the lead from Country Club with 70 to run, and Expected Journey's coming away to win well. Expected Journey first, Country Club second. Mystical Prince's run third from our Webster, Lunch in Sydney. They were followed home by Great Vane in company there with, on the inside, Maton Star, Kintyre Star. A break to Lord Beaverbrook. It was last up ahead of it was Carluas, which was...
Right, here are the final stages now of that 5th event in Sydney, and the winner number 6, Expected Journey, second number 1, Country Club, and third number 7, Mystical Prince, 6, 1 and 7, as you see the winner going to the line. Now, Major Edition number 4, and the numbers were 2, 3 and 1, the winner GALLIGASKINS, $3.35 and $1.80. Second, Killer Khan, $1.90. Third, GAROONA, $1.45. Quinella, $9.40. And the trifecta is yet to be notified. 2, 3 and 1 favourite, and Lady Marwell, which would have been almost favourite in the race. And the Quinella, $105.70. Well, that could very well be true, but apparently there is a bit of a query hanging over both the Quinella and the running double dividend. All right, let's go back to Sandown and have a look at the runners behind the stalls for race number 6.
Field set, they're racing. After the start, Cara 1 dropping out to the back of the field. One of the best away, Cindy Legend with Silver Edge, Fighting Man and Diamonds getting up on the rail. Behind them, Caledonian Boy from Shackle Star. Daring John began well, he's out deep. Further back on the fence, Classified Lady from Barandi, and then Share the Feeling, Old Acquaintance. Then Havelock's Pride about midfield from Braquillo, Bellevue Hill. Further back then in the field came Bicentenary, 2 or 3 to Cara 1, Sarfraz. Captain Police of the 800 metres last of all. Shackle Star went to the front, led 3/4. Daring John's gone up second. A neck away third, Fighting Man, 3/4 Diamus, a length into Silver Edged. Then Cindy Legend, followed further back in the field by Caledonian Boy. Buranti is out deep, and then further back Bellevue Hill, Old Acquaintance, then Silver Edged, Havelock's Pride, Baquillo, Classified Lady, Bicentenary, Cara 1, Share the Feeling, Captain Police, Sarfraz, 400 metres to go. Daring John let go quickly on the outside, raced up to Fighting Man, 250 to go. Then Caledonian Boy getting out and running home well from Cindy Legend and Buranti. Daring John went for home though at the 200 metre mark. He's kicked 2 lengths in front. On the outside, trying to pick him up, Caledonian Boy, and here's Captain Police from last. He'll beat them all. Captain Police swamps them on the outside. Great performance. Captain Police gets up to win. Second, Braquillo, I reckon, a nose in front of Daring John. Bellevue Hill in the centre, and then further back, Buranti. Havelock's Pride, Old Acquaintance. Further back then is Diamus. Caledonian Boy behind them from Bicentenary, Cindy Legend. Then Cara 1, Shackle Star, Classified Lady, Silver Edge, Sarfraz. Second to last is Fighting Man, and last of all is Share the Feeling. Number 7 is the winner here. You'll find Captain Police, the number in the frame. Last of the main pack of 18 runners on the home turn. Only have one behind him, Sarfraz. And the grey has come with a storming run after Daring John had kicked to the front. Captain Police with a withering run has come over the top of them. Number 7, Captain Police has got up to win. Braquillo will get up and get second. I fancy in the photo ahead of Daring John, and I think they've just pushed Bellevue Hill out of the place.
55 for the place. Second, Regal Dan number 8, $3.90, and third, Little Dav, 95. Quinella, $44.95, and no trifecta notified as yet. The numbers 9, 8 and 4 on race 1 at Cheltenham. Well, here's the scene behind the stalls. 14, and the winner Gransander, $14.75 and $6.95. Second, Bogart's Kingdom, $1.70. Third, Sir Silver Scorpio, $1.50. Quinella, $43.80. No trifecta notified in race 1 in Brisbane. Now they're just about right in Adelaide. Here's the scene, and Ron Papp standing by, and we can take you to Ron now for his call of race number 5 on the card, the Lady Nurmi handicap over 1,500 metres. Here's Ron.
this time, and a tidy start too with Dowie and Port Tradition away quickly, and so too was Je Le Parti, and just in behind them back that Cat. Over on the outside, Mighty Verdict. Redita gets back with Palazam as they settle to the end, drives through the pack to be a leader with Je Le Parti. Auto Rotate goes up in a line, and Port Tradition is even wider, so there's a battle between four of them for the front running. Just in behind them, Dowie getting the run of the race on the inside of Starcade. About 3 lengths further back, Mighty Verdict trying to get on terms with back that Cat. 4 away to Redita and a half to Palazam. In light rain, they race along the side, and here the leader now is Je Le Parti, a half Auto Rotate who's run a big race to the end third. Then Port Tradition fourth. They were followed by Dowie on the inside. Next the outside Starcade. 2 back that Cat. 1.5 Mighty Verdict. He's throwing everything at it. Redita and Palazam down the side, and Je Le Parti under a good hold is the leader. By a length now to Auto Rotate to the end back on the rail. Port Tradition third and fourth. Around the outside is Starcade working into it. 2 to Dowie. Then back that Cat, Palazam, Redita, and forget about Mighty Verdict. He gives Je Le Parti some rain coming to the turn, and Je Le Parti, the mare, shot away. 2.5 to the end, followed by Starcade, Port Tradition. Dowie getting home on the rail. Je Le Parti, the rider sitting confidently. 2.5 in front of To the End, who's trying hard. Down the outside, Starcade, then Port Tradition and Dowie, but at the 200-metre mark, Je Le Parti is doing it well for Matthews. To the End is hanging on gamely for second, and further back then came Dowie, and down the outside, Starcade, but Je Le Parti is getting a bit weary near the line, but he's ridden it a pretty race. Mighty Verdict may have gone amiss. It's been pulled up, but Je Le Parti wins it well from To the End. About 5 away then came Starcade just in front of Dowie. A long break back that Cat, Palazam, Redita. Tailed out then Port Tradition and also Auto Rotate. And Mighty Verdict was pulled up out of the race just on turning into the straight.
Alfie Matthews, the winning rider aboard Je Le Parti, number 3 in the 5th event, first leg of the double from Adelaide this afternoon. A convincing winner over number 2 To the End, and 4 Starcade, 3, 2 and 4 the official placings, or they should be, after race 5. That's how Ron sees them anyway on the Lady Nurmi handicap. Righto, bringing you up to date slowly with down the outside. Darren Triantafilou in the saddle, getting up to win and paying $7.55 for the win and $1.95 for the place. Second, Braquillo paid $3.25. Daring John was third, 80 cents. The Quinella paid $31.45. No trifecta or running double available on race number 6 at Sandown Park. OK, now let's see if I can find out where in heaven's name we are. We've just had race 5 in Adelaide, which paid $24.35 and $4.30. Second, Shortery paid $1.30. Third, Whiff, 95 cents. And the Quinella was $106.50. Still no trifecta. There's been no trifectas notified on any races at all today so far. Now, race 4 in Sydney, and the numbers there were 8, 7 and 2. The winner, Northern Realm, $5.30 and $1.75. Second was Salesforce, 90 cents. And Amir, number 2, was third, $1.70. And the Quinella for that was $25.30. OK, hopefully we'll have the result of race number 2 in Brisbane for you a little later on. And that, of course, was the last race decided in Brisbane today, with the meeting being postponed after the running of the second event due to the state of the track.
Right. The month of May with a traditional pre-game coin toss, except that for some reason this little coin refuses to play by the rules. Once, twice, in fact 3 times it's tossed before it decides it's had its 2 bobs worth. The easiest missed for goal belongs to Dean Sharon, who from virtually point-blank range failed to keep the ball in play. Well, it wasn't that easy, but here, Dean, how about trying this boot next time? The everyone else saw it coming but me award goes to Gavin Krasiska, courtesy of Essendon's Tim Watson. The best imitation of a cheap Taiwanese suit? Looks good, feels good, rips good, says Greg Appleston. Hey, Shane, look what you've done to my new set of threads. And just who has got the bluest eyes in the competition? Simon Madden or Simon Clark? Well, to the simple Simons, perhaps, gentlemen, next time you could try these. The high flyer of the month, Hawthorn's Dermot Brereton. And the low flyer of the month, his teammate, Jason Dunstall. The most unfortunate tackle of the month was put on Melbourne's Big Jim Steins. And boy, was it painful. And if at first you don't succeed, then try. Try again. The new craze of the month, synchronised spectating. And the best display of sportsmanship goes to this umpire for giving Craig Bradley a helping hand. No Brownlow votes, but a helping hand. The worst display of judgment goes to Hawthorn's Jason Dunstall for marking this certain goal. Teammate Robert Di Domenico, who kicked the ball, wasn't impressed. Come on, man, why didn't you let it go? I like to kick goals too, you know. May also saw the introduction of the new controversial 3-goal umpire system and the plain-closed boundary umpire. The consideration award of the month goes to Collingwood's Brian Taylor for offering his opponent, Michael Martin, a soothing, cool drink. The sneakiest goal of the month, undoubtedly, to Bomber comedian Simon Madden, who casually walks up to the goal line, querying the angle, and then, blow me down, pops it through. And does Simon look happy with himself? But without doubt, the goal of the month was kicked by North's Matthew Larkin. Around 1, 2, 3 eagles, he spins onto his left foot and kicks a great goal to end a truly great month of football.
Yes, and $1.65 for the place. Second, Blazing a Trail paid $1.15, and third, Super Snack paid 80 cents. Quinella, $5.15, and no trifecta notified on race number 2 at Eagle Farm. Okay, so just repeating, if in Adelaide, the winner number 19, Miss Deborah, paid $4.55 and $1.75. Second was On the Rise number 1, $1.05. Third, number 13, Star Sign Girl, $3.55. The Quinella was $20.95 and no trifecta notified. Race number 3 in Adelaide, numbers were 5, 4 and 11. And the winner here was Barbuntie, which paid 95 cents for the win and 50 cents for the place. Second was number 4, Aravinda, $3.10. And third, number 11, Rackwell's Choice, $1.80. And the Quinella was $16.55. And again, no trifecta notified, race number 3 in Adelaide. Quinella may have been a little bit astray earlier, as we said. We can check now the official dividends. It's $2.65 and $1.20 for Watchful Lady. $2.65 and $1.20 for Lady Marwell, I should say. $20 for Watchful Lady number 8. Tip the Waiter was $2.65. Runny Rose, $2.15. Now the Quinella was $5.70 and the running double $9.75. Now, next event.
Nymph got the best of the break. Short Blackers darting along the inside looking for the lead. Excited being restrained with Chez Paris, and they were followed the outside by Shinakima, Nassau's Daughter. Mixed up as in that division. Messalina caught wide, a length away Royal Pageant on the inside, and 2 to Balmoral. At the 1200 now, and the pace on. The leader is Vale Nymph, a half on reserve bid. Short Black is going to settle third on the inside with a nice run, and on its outer is Shinakima. A length and a half away to Royal Pageant, which has slipped right along the inside. Mixed up on the outside of Royal Pageant, a length Chez Paris. Excited the rails from Messalina, a length and a half back Nassau's Daughter, and Balmoral the tail ender. A dozen from the leader at the 800, which is reserve bid by 3/4 of a length on Vale Nymph. 2 lengths away Shimakima, it's covering Short Black the rails. A length and a half off is mixed up from Royal Pageant, Chez Paris. Messalina and Excited were next. Nassau's Daughter wide, and Balmoral on the fence at the rear. Reserve bid is the leader. Shinakima off the fences, moving up to challenge at the bend, 450 out. Short Black is now off the rails. Royal Pageant forcing through on the inside. It's been a clever ride. Vale Nymph was next, followed by Mixed Up and Balmoral into the straight. Shinakima, Reserve bid and Royal Pageant together. Short Black the outside. Balmoral's running home fairly. Royal Pageant hit the lead from Shinakima on the inside. Reserve bid. Balmoral can't get a run. Short Black and Chez Paris are unwinding. Here's a go. Royal Pageant in front. Chez Paris and Short Black are closing on it. In front, Royal Pageant on the outside. Chez Paris got it. Chez Paris doing a bit better and will win. Chez Paris got up on the line to nail Royal Pageant. Third in the race, Short Black, followed home by Balmoral. Next up was Mixed Up from Shinakima, Reserve bid Messalina. Vale Nymph was next home from Excited, and Nassau's Daughter the last one in.
Numbers are 2, 5 and 4 on race number 6 on the card. Shush, Roy. 2, 5 and 4. The winner, Chez Paris, number 2, getting up in the last few strides to beat number 5, Royal Pageant, and 4, Short Black. 2, 5 and 4 on race 6 in Sydney, with the 7th event there due to get underway at 3:45. Kettle $15.70, and third Regent Fair $1.25. Quinella $105.35. No trifecta yet on race 4 in Adelaide. Okay, well, they're arriving at the stalls now for the running of this event at Sandown Park. Very busy day for him. I'm sure a day he'd just about like to forget. We're delighted to say that the General Manager of the Victorian TAB, Jim Carroll, has joined us in the studio. Jim, first of all, thanks for your time on what is no doubt a pretty hectic day there.
It certainly has been a hectic day, Peter, but it's one of those days that you do get occasionally. You don't wish for them, but you handle them when they come.
Well, what is the problem? What has caused such a big mess up today?
Well, the problem started off with our master collator, which is the main betting system, having a fault, and that caused the problems through all of our agency network in the metro area, and had some problems for telephone betting and the country agencies as well.
Well, I know the dividends for what the earlier races were declared on the on-course pool only, but the TAB will have to abide by those dividends, won't they?
Yes, once those dividends have been declared, they're the ones that we pay right throughout the TAB network.
What's the reason we haven't got any trifectas on any races yet?
Mainly the difficulty in calculating the number of winning units, and obviously the potential liability there is so much more than you would get the Win and Place and Quinella. They'll come through progressively later in the afternoon, Peter.
And just one more point from me before Roy and Jen have their sixpence worth. The quadrella and quad extra pools and daily double pools, are they being transmitted to the course now?
They will be later, and the dividends on those will be held until such time as the off-course pool is included, so it will be a total pool at that stage, Peter.
Roy?
Jim, in the second race, the favourite, or favourite or equal favourite in the race would have been Springfield Lad.
Right.
Now, he finished second. We're trying to estimate his price probably round about the 2-to-1 chance, and yet he played $4.45, I think, for a place. So you're talking about in the vicinity of 8-to-1 for a place. How does the TAB cover that?
Well, what we have is a collation suspense account, and that will be handled out of that account, but we do have to pay out the dividend that has been declared on course, right?
I suppose it'd be a huge difference to you on a day like this, Jim, when things like this have gone wrong, that the profit, not so much the profit, but the overall turnover today is going to be drastically down, isn't it?
It certainly will have an impact on turnover. Not being able to sell for the first couple of hours of the day would have a big difference. On the actual dividends, some of them are obviously going to be higher when they're worked out on the on-course pool, and some lower than they would have been if our pools had been included, and hopefully it'll be close to a balance at the end of the day.
Well, if people are ringing up now, are they able to get on?
For sure.
On the telephone
yes.
accounts?
Yes, telephone betting has been operating most of the day. The major problem was with the outlets or the cash offices.
With the outlets, Jim, the people running those outlets, so their own business, and they get a certain percentage of their turnover. Now, you get TAB agencies today that haven't been able to take bets. Is there some sort of a compensation there for the owner of that agency?
No, well, what happens here is that they weren't able to sell bets for perhaps the first couple of hours of the day. And that's really covered in their total package. They have some extremely good days, other days are light days. But taking into account the problems we've had, it will still be a very high turnover day. It won't be a situation where they don't have any income for the day, right?
I don't suppose you'd be noticing all that bigger difference in there now, because the people that do have, or are lucky enough to have TAB accounts there, they're still able to bet normally?
They are, and certainly people can go into agencies now and bet too. Since about 1 o'clock the agencies have been up and selling, so they would have had a fair amount of sales from that point on.
When the races are telecast, Jim, does it make a big difference to the turnover?
Yeah, we find that we do get a higher turnover on telecast days. People who like to have their bets and then sit in front of the TV and watch Channel 7 and get all the good results and all the good comment before the races too.
Of course, naturally.
Well, Jim, after buttering up our compares over there, just a couple of quick points as they move in at Sandown. People, are they getting their dividends paid into their phone accounts immediately after the race now?
Not immediately after the race. There has been some delay there, Peter, but I think we're up to around about race 5 at the moment, so we're catching up, and we'll be up to date very shortly.
Now, the dividends that we haven't got, how long do you think we're going to have to wait for them, like trifectas and maybe quinellas and quadrellas later on?
Well, I just can't give you a time at the moment, Peter, on the trifectas. Number one is keeping up to date with the Win, Place and Quinella dividends, and that's requiring a very hefty effort from all the people in TAB.